的道场为我们就会确实个拿了，更是生意节约劳动品种的三分当呢，别了群众有人都老就拿了没不得不得有，这些大概他们年纪得不了几些呢，看到什恰当义务这个鸟的상황所用个有问题上呢，这我过了这个判别上吧。过了东岸的城呢，台湾的城呢，上边这落得的，你休息个啥什么人是？你把那到这个我们中国上边可多了呀，确实个有限么送啊，人家做了算的，上街边去给他们的给我，跑的都给我，他们的给我，人家的休息啥什么知道啊
？So how does this? Why is this understanding of Tibetan origination important? Because if we examine our day-to-day experience of being in the world, each of us will recognize that at the heart of our existence is a strong sense of self, I. And when you lack the insight into Tibetan origination, our tendency to grasp at this self as real is going to be strong. Once you have a grasping at a self as something real, then the basis for division between I and you, self and others, arises, and on this basis, our reaction, emotions arise. Attachment to those who think are close to us, who are important to us, and aversion to the people that we see as different or maybe dangerous to us. So this aversion and attachment really arises on the basis of our perception of and grasping at sense of self. Therefore, along with the Buddha's teaching on Tibetan origination, the other important teaching is the teaching on compassion. And the importance of the compassion as the heart of Buddha's teaching can be recognized in Chandrakirti's text, Entering the Middle Way, where he compares, when he writes the salutation at the beginning of the text, unlike other texts and other masters, he chooses compassion to be the object of his salutation at the beginning. And when he pays homage to compassion, he compares compassion to the seed that is important at the beginning for spiritual growth. He compares it to the moisture in the middle that, enables the seeds to grow. And he compares to the fruition at the result as well. So pointing out the importance of compassion throughout all stages of spiritual development. So when you combine compassion and wisdom of Tibetan origination, then you have the heart of the Buddha's teaching.
Number 7, Chicho Kang Nanaya, Tajing when the Yabajina, Nang without the Tajing when the Yabaju Pan Zinding Lotegi, any Chadang Lotidi, could get you in the Zane, or any Nang Siki Chundi, Tajing when the Yabajina, you day, Nang without the Druba Taname, somebody Ta, Chavasik, some of the in the Zane, any Kana, or 请这个预定的有的这个落了下的的，没有上把这个生活定呢，扩大确保这个上路东西，得开始不了下。
So as Buddhists, our task is to cultivate these two qualities, compassion and wisdom. And with respect to wisdom, as I spoke earlier, at the heart of which is the teaching on Tibetan origination, or in other words, the teaching on no self. And the teaching on no self is important, and how do we cultivate this? And here, the 2nd century Buddhist master Aryadeva says the following. The root of cyclic existence is consciousness, and the objects are what consciousness experiences. When you gain insight into the no self or no reality of the objects, that's when we will exterminate the seed that will give rise to existence. So in other words, many of the problems that we face that lead also to samsara existence really are rooted in the way in which we perceive reality. Although reality lacks independent existence or self-existence, we tend to believe in the appearance, and we follow after the appearances of things being real out there. And once through cultivation of wisdom, we begin to see the absence of such independent existence, then our tendency to grasp and our tendency to have attachment based on that grasping will be loosened. And in this way, wisdom will arise.
Ene nga zo bet ro lo nge so de do si bo ngo ni ji dong ngo ni ji si zhe che si bo nang shi si be xuan zhe chang mo lo ji ge nam dun ge ri guo de ji ge nam nge ri guo de ji de ne ge ji zu zhe ge ri guo de de ge do zai yun de ngo de ri shen de ma ran zo lo tuen ye nge ne ye ba zhe na na xi ji ge dai ne me ba ji ta chu ge do si bo ngo ni ji dong si 다 뭐니 또 내주 대라 나란서 치즈로도 또네 애네 차단 걸로 로간다 지기 띠무 댄싱이 애네 다 로드즈 제디 고래 연구 요인도잖아요 시범 뭐니 또데 야오 저 상로 당도나 애네 된데게 시범 뭐人心就动的 야호 저 상로 가요 왜이나 시원 오니 동 오니 시제 체스 시보 콘데게 되베 처탐제 전쟁원의 주거시 때내 매버지게 타 처버지게 상로도 레인도산에 오니 시제 체스 근데 인도다 나란서 그게 지금 동리가 따와도 상당히 저는 오니 이동 오니 이 시제체 정신 다고 선대에 시보 담보 접어 주로서 되게 아니 저기 초신에 되게 가는다고 자고 우주의 롱디 시원의 시 저니지 처보데 통도 보수도 개셔시 애는 안다 즉시 되게 간다 이니 처남 点住东西，能行能大东西被落地，哎，看到这个能大多团队的主播，但是没把这个上路是考验的啥呢？哎，像那我你一动我你一些这些，让些他个什么的被西部谈不起我就是说呢，哎，电信人被给电信跑下的时候帮呗，哎，娘这个国王哎，我都吃土个是啊。 되게 별로 싶으실고 도와.
So
이체 가서 동해 상물단이 이 목대한테 매매체. 간다 동해에서 댄징이 지기에 봐도 댄지세야디 신유를 주로 록시인데 다디 지도 나오는 신 대중은 주고 매매체가 코다 전이 윤두산에 애네 천노 대보는 낭시 낭도 대보는 준비 애네 갈래 봐 쇼쇼는 하시게. 땡아를 사샤네 냠는 전부도 연구민들이 얘네 전주구 섬다 탑기산에 전주구 섬다 시려고 산에 동리기 따와대 니지신도 난된션의 상당히
so
상당히 라제게 다 제가 로 니슈숨주 파지 상당히 세고 년자의 상당히 전에 그때 성로양 요 전부로 되기도 봐.
So as I said earlier, one of the sources of problem is our tendency to believe in the appearance that we experience, our tendency to project onto reality things which are actually not real, and tendency to project independent existence. So as I said earlier, through cultivation of wisdom, at the heart of which is the teaching on shunyata, emptiness, one will also begin to recognize that our perception does not mirror reality, so that we don't naively believe and run after the projection that we are experiencing through our perception. When we are able to do that, then this will free us from strong craving and grasping, and the craving is removed not simply because you wish it away, but by gaining insight into the nature of reality. So in this way, when you are able to remove craving, then the mind becomes pure. And that purity of the mind, that state, is nirvana. nirvana is a state of mind. Therefore, earlier I said that what is required on the part of us as Buddhist practitioners is to really, pay attention to these dual processes. One is the process of deconstruction of our tendency to grasp, which is the practice of the wisdom, no self, emptiness, so that we free ourselves from grasping. The other is an active process of cultivation of qualities like compassion, such as I cited from
That is the Dalai Lama at the Global Buddhist Summit speaking on the importance of Buddhist teachings. On that note, we now shift our focus